10 o'clock. It is time for Fox 10 Talks. We're glad you're joining us today. We got another hour of information and conversation right here on Fox 10. Matter of fact, on YouTube for 2 straight hours from 10 right through till noon. And boy, is there a lot to talk about, including the big league mystery. One of the most well-known players in Major League Baseball goes AWOL, and the question being asked this morning is, where is Ketel Marte? We are going to be checking in about a minute with none other than our Robby Baker, Fox 10 Sports. That's going to be really good information for you. Also today here on FTT, we got Mike Noble coming in. Now, this is one of the top pollsters in America, just happens to be headquartered right here in the Valley, and he's going to give us the 411 kind of on where things stand on these big races. You know, really the campaign season kicks off in full force in a couple of more weeks right after Labor Day, so we're going to be talking with Mike to get the latest, and he also has some new polling on data centers. This will be interesting. Plus, the small town with the world's longest name. I was in Wales the other day, Celeste. I suppose you heard.
Yes.
And I was saying to Renee, wait a minute. I think, don't they have the town with the longest name in the world in Wales? So we went and we found it.
So you made a pit stop?
Sort of. You won't believe it. I mean, it's the craziest thing. Plus, we're finally going to get to the coffee and testosterone connection. Ladies, if you want your men to have a little bit more of a boost, maybe coffee is the way to go.
Now we're talking, Ron. We are the place you come for news you can use.
Yeah, that's right. Now, look, yesterday I said it will give you a boost in the backyard or in the garage.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were going with that.
If you want your man to get on that honey-do list.
Oh, yeah. You left us to fill in the blanks, Ron. I wasn't sure where you were going there.
Yeah, I know.
Backyard, garage, what's happening?
Celeste, hold on.
What goes on in Eastmark stays in Eastmark.
Hey, let's get right on to the big story this morning. So, Celeste, I went on to the to look at what is the trendingest stuff that's out there this morning on search.
Okay.
Ketel Marte.
Yeah.
He's one of the most well-known baseball players in all the big leagues, and he goes AWOL, and people are like, where in the heck is Ketel Marte?
Yeah.
So here's what we said. Let's bring in, well, frankly, one of the great baseball experts here in the Valley of the Sun.
And probably someone who has Ketel Marte on speed dial on his phone.
Sure.
Robby Baker joins us this morning.
Rocking the shades. That haircut's looking nice, too. Buddy, how you doing?
I am great. Roasting out here in the sun, the beautiful Arizona sun at Sun Devil football practice, and happy to be talking with you guys. Yeah, this is bizarre, right? I mean, basically an hour or so, half hour or so before first pitch last night in Boston, we get the email and the tweet goes out that Ketel Marte was placed on the restricted list, and then information starts trickling out that he didn't show up to the ballpark last night, and then more information starts trickling out that the team has tried to reach out to him, and they don't really know where Ketel is necessarily. I will preface everything I say here in this segment. Obviously, I'm not in Boston, so I've been relying a lot on the reports of the beat reporters that are boots on the ground in Boston and have been able to the people that have personally spoken with Torey Lovello and people with the D-backs. But the latest of this morning is Steve Gilbert and Nick Picoro, two of the beat writers, said that Ketel Marte was going to be coming back to Phoenix to get an MRI on his knee. Those were just two reports from beat writers. We haven't been able to personally confirm that yet, but I mean, no matter which way you slice it, it is a bizarre situation for one of, if not the best, second baseman in all of baseball.
Well, for people who are not familiar with him, Ketel Marte has become a all-time, I think, fan favorite. I mean, I'm going all the way back to the days of Paul Goldschmidt.
Wow.
People with the way he performs out there on the mound, and just the excitement and the enthusiasm he brings. But Robby, if I remember right, there was another incident last year where people kind of wondered where he was, right?
Yeah, so I do think it is fair. Ketel Marte has become a fan favorite in the Valley. And like I said, he is arguably the best second baseman in all of baseball. Not only what he can do defensively, but as a power hitter. I mean, he really can do it all. And he brings that kind of swag, that kind of energy to the clubhouse that you want from one of your star players. Then last year, around the All-Star break, he didn't report back to the team in time. There was something going on at the end of the All-Star break last year, and that kind of maybe rubbed some fans the wrong way. I was like, all right, you got a job to do, And then the team handled it. Torey Lovello throughout all of this, and general manager Mike Hazen have done a great job. I feel like communicating as much as they can with us about what is going on, and also respecting Ketel's privacy at times in this matter. But that was a weird situation at the All-Star break last year. And then there was a ton of talk throughout this offseason and leading up and into spring training of like, okay, are they going to trade Ketel Marte? Has it just kind of run its course here? It's better to do a clean break. Everybody gets a fresh start. Well, the team obviously did not do that. And part of that could have been because Ketel Marte is such a good player. Maybe they didn't get the offer potentially that they would have wanted to move a player like Ketel Marte. So they decided to keep him. And throughout the season, stuff has been pretty quiet on the Ketel Marte front. He's performed on the field, but there hasn't been a ton of stuff off the field, drama-wise. And then last night happened, and it kind of is just like, okay, what's going on? I think it's also worth noting, Torey Lovello, when he spoke after the game, he tried to share as much as he could, but it struck me that he just kept reiterating that as far as they knew, Ketel was okay, but the team would just love him and support him, and they were here for him was kind of the message that he kept reiterating. And it's yesterday what they said was he was dealing with a personal matter. So, for us, it's, hopefully Ketel and his family, hopefully they're all okay, is kind of the main thing.
Sure.
I remember when it was at his house that was burglarized, I think, here in Phoenix, right? Like there's been a couple things.
I think that's right too, yeah.
Yeah, kind of behind the scenes. Do we know, Robbie, and just from, I know you mentioned this earlier, kind of the full disclaimer, but any chatter about whether or not he's been happy here, that he feels like this is a good place for him? Have we heard anything about that?
Yeah, I mean, from all accounts, Megan's in the clubhouse, nearly every day when they're here, but I haven't heard anything that he has, been unhappy here. I remember last year when the team released the purple Serpiente uniforms that fans loved, and they're still rocking them this year. Ketel had like a full, purple shoes and the arm pads and he had a full, purple get up built with it, or made for it. And then he also said that he liked the uniforms because it matched his purple Lamborghini that he had. So I don't know if that, there's a total, disclaimer on his state of mind here in the Valley, but I do think he is overall happy here. He recently signed a contract extension here as well to keep him here through, I believe, the 2030 season with the player option for 31, if my memory serves correct. So it is just, like I said, this doesn't happen. I think is the best way to put this is, whether it's baseball, hockey, football, you name it, I can't remember a time where not only a player just didn't show up to a game, but a player of Ketel's status and quality just not showing up. And the team, I mean, luckily Jose Fernandez was available and around. It sounded like the team had Jose Fernandez called up or near the team in Boston because they thought maybe Nolan Arenado wasn't going to be able to go last night with some of the reports. And luckily, Jose Fernandez was there because he was available to step in when Ketel Marte's situation unraveled last night.
Yeah, well, it's a really good point there, Robbie. I was trying to think, he sort of is the face of the franchise, and it would almost be like you show up for a Suns game, and all of a sudden nobody knows where Devin Booker is.
Yeah.
Or think about Larry Fitzgerald during his time at the Cardinals. You go to a Cardinal game, Larry's a no-show. Nobody knows. Do we have any idea whether the kinds of punishments or, I mean, it's such an unusual situation. Do we even know where it goes from here?
I think the truthful answer is no. I think the first thing is to get the information, and I'm sure when the team is able to share stuff, they will. I think the main thing is to figure out what happened last night, why he didn't show up. Does he have a knee injury? Is he actually coming back to Phoenix to get an MRI? Because that would explain some of it. Is he injured? But the main thing is to figure out what happened yesterday. Why was this not communicated to the team? Why did he basically not show up to the game? And I think the biggest thing is for the team and Ketel to kind of reconcile some of this. I'm sure there's some language in the contracts and whatnot. I mean, if Celeste and you, if none of us show up to work, we just don't show up for a day, there would be repercussions. So I am sure that Ketel will be dealing with something at some point in terms of a fine or something. But I think that is all up in the air until we kind of get more details on what exactly transpired that led up to this.
Okay. Thank you, Robbie, for taking a break from what you're covering. Just as we wrap up with you, we heard some of the cheers and things going on in the background there. How's everything going at Arizona State with the football team?
Yeah, things are looking good. Unfortunately, I can't turn around and show you practice live on the stream. I wish I could. But yeah, no, the team's looking good. Still deciding the starting quarterback position. And we're all just talking out here, all the reporters, of all the things that we're going to be doing in London when we go over with the Devils.
Yeah.
And Celeste, I know you'll be
man.
making the trip over with us with Blake and myself and Brian Acosta. So we're just, we're trying to figure out all the best places to get fish and chips and, all that kind of stuff. Maybe like a romantic, dinner cruise on the River Thames. Things like that.
Tim's
priorities.
Yeah,
sorry,
it's all good, man. London is going to learn to fear the fork. I can tell you right now.
I thought he was going to say to fear the four of you.
Robbie, you're the best. Keep hanging out with us here on FTT. Hey, let's listen in for a minute. John Ossoff is in they have a big primary today, voting in Georgia. Gabby Giffords, Mark Kelly speaking. Let's listen for a moment. It's happening live.
Thank you, Gabby. So John Ossoff got to the Senate. We got there about the same time. I got there in December 2020. Mine was a special election. John in January, as you know, had a tough first election to the United States Senate. It wound up in a runoff, one of the most expensive Senate races in the country. And it was so critical to us winning the majority in 2021. So thank you for all the hard work. He had to raise an enormous amount of money. I know this is not a fundraiser. I'm not going to ask you for any money. But it's been one of the highlights of my service in the United States Senate.
All right, so we will just keep an eye on this as it unfolds this morning. Also, Celeste, there's a fascinating Senate race going on in Alaska where a guy entered the race with the same name as the Republican who's the favorite. And he's running in the Republican primary.
Oh, wow.
And people are like, well, you're just trying to confuse. So there's a lot to talk about. We're going to watch the election stuff tonight, and then we'll get into it tomorrow.
That's an interesting tactic for sure.
Yeah.
Here's a preview of your mystery camera, and we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
There's your preview of the Mystery Cam coming up a little bit later this hour. We're going to ask you to figure out where you think that is.
And if you've been to the Onyx Cafe, you probably know where this is located.
There you go. You're living large.
Yes, you are.
Onyx.
Maybe they have a good cinnamon roll. You know what I mean? Like those diners on Main Street always do.
Sure.
Jay Felice Flores, he is joining the chat from Louisiana, from Baton Rouge.
Hi, Jay.
So it's good to see you this morning,
We
sir.
love our international and national commentators. You're welcome to the friendliest chat online.
We do. We have Darla Nickel. She is in the chat this morning.
Good.
Joshua Tovar, Jenna Purr, a lot of people. Jared of Sonora. Good morning, everyone. And Ron.
I just got the gnat, Celeste.
Oh my
Did you
gosh.
see that? Right
You're
there.
like
There's the
Mr.
proof.
Miyagi.
There's the proof. Can you see? That's the proof. I just got the gnat. I don't know what's happening here. It's like we have a fruit fly invasion, but we got no fruit.
You know
I
what?
don't know.
Stop bringing the snacks in the studio. No more snacks because the crumbs are attracting the fruit flies.
Let's do this. Let's go from the 2-shot to the 3-shot. This guy is a regular now on
Hey,
Fox
Mike.
10 Talks.
Good to
You're
see
like
you.
once a month
Good to
or at
see you.
least, Mike.
It's tis the season. I become popular every 2 years.
Right. I
It's
know.
better than never or every 10 years.
That's a good point. So I got that going for me.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Okay. So what kind of news do you bring to us today?
We got a ton of stuff. I mean, basically, with the current political environment, we wrapped up our primaries here. Now we're going to the general election for these midterms in Arizona. Battleground state, and we're looking like it. So right now, one of the national trends we're seeing is that the Democrats are slowly but surely kind of just inching their way up in the generic ballot. So kind of which way generically a voter is going to go, either the red team or the blue team, or Democrat or Republican. And so we're noticing that in Arizona, Democrats hold a +3 advantage in a generic ballot. Doesn't sound like much, but remember, Trump, a Republican, won the state by 5.5 points. So it's roughly an 8-point swing from last time, which, based on that, that's kind of tough for Republicans, especially because Republicans hold a 7-point registration advantage. So they have a pretty good advantage, but to be D+3, I mean, and here's the craziest part we found recently in our poll. Even on an issue like the economy, they trust the Democrats more on that than Republicans, which is wild. I don't think I've seen that in my lifetime, at least.
Okay.
You also did some work on the lieutenant governors, and can you share some of those numbers with us?
Yeah, I haven't released them yet, but I like you also. Why not?
Okay.
So basically, we went and tested. So you guys, I think actually last time we were in the show, you were asking me about it, and so we went and asked folks about the pick that was on there, and basically had that. Sian Kerr really did well for Republicans, for Andy Biggs on the Republican side. So helped solidify helped solidify his base there, but he had a bit of a base problem to begin with. But it didn't help him really at all with independents or Democrats. Hobbs, on the other hand, that really helped her with independents and Republicans. So it's kind of like Biggs's pick was more of a defensive pick compared to Hobbs's more of an offensive pick. So basically, you're looking at or like the better pick, that was better. However, for impact, right, I'd say about 1/3 of the electorate thinks it'll have an impact on their vote. But for that
1/3.
Yeah, 1/3.
That still surprises me.
It's still a pretty big number,
35% say actually it could sway
but those
my
people
vote.
are probably pretty hardcore voters, right?
Yeah,
I mean, let's be honest.
sure.
The probably die's already cast there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's not so much on those persuadable voters. So basically, it was interesting that, Hobbs's pick, was more of an offensive one compared to Biggs more of a defense because he has a bit of a base problem. And you see that in an ARP poll that came out recently. It was done by Trump's pollster and a Democrat pollster. So, again, a bipartisan poll. And it showed that, Hobbs was, the Democrats were united behind her. Like, they were all voting for her, and none of them were voting for the Republican.
Yeah.
Where Republicans, you had much less support, and also you had like 10% of them or so voting for the other team, and then independents were leaning about by 20-25 points to Hobbs. So I mean, that's how you get a D+3 number or something along those lines.
The strategy behind it to me is fascinating because John Giles, who you see on the screen there with Katie Hobbs, by the way, they're both going to be appearing with us next week here on Fox 10 Talks. I believe it's next Thursday. But he was a very popular mayor in Mesa. And when we're talking East Valley, we're talking about voters that trend to be a little conservative. So this was
Well, he was Republican at that time, right? When he was
He's
elected
now-
in 2014.
I think he's still maybe
No,
is.
he moved
did
to
he?
independent about 6 months ago.
Oh, he did. Okay.
So he was a Republican all those years.
All
When
those
he was
years.
elected, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it does take that huge chunk of voters and makes them think twice in a conservative area.
Well, and that's basically what happened. And what we showed in the data is that Hobbs's pick was it helped kind of show this narrative of anti-partisanship, right? So not going with this hyper-polarized environment that we're in right now. So, I mean, I think that's what was a smart play compared to Biggs's play was, hey, picking someone in your own party. I just think Hobbs, of the lieutenant governor picks, I think Hobbs basically got the better advantage from it.
You know, Biggs has had this reputation of being, I guess, closely tied to Trump.
Oh, yeah. He's one of his biggest supporters.
Why then do you think he has a problem with the base?
Well, I think it's not really his problem, and that's the thing is that I don't think it's Andy Biggs's problem. I think it's the Republican base because of Trump, frankly. Because when you look at his overall job approval, he's at a record low in Arizona. It's like minus 18, but his economic job approval is even worse than that. And when you ask Republicans like, hey, or voters, how is he handling the Iran war? That's also terrible as well. So, I mean, they're not happy about the war. They're not happy about the prices. Because, remember, he got in the office and said, hey, I'm going to take care of these prices, which voters trusted him on that issue. It showed that's a big reason why he beat Harris. But now, let's be honest, compared to when Trump was elected now, are people better off or worse off than they were financially? I mean, you could say worse off, absolutely, based on the numbers.
And so, the president has a almost larger than life persona, I think, when it comes to people are they not? Going to be going into the ballot box or filling out their mail ballot. And Trump is still kind of front of mind, even though he's not on the ballot, right?
Well, yeah, front of mind, but it's also a huge disadvantage for Republicans this election because here's the big problem. Trump is not on the ballot. And not only that, Trump's not on the ballot, but also he's incredibly unpopular. If you look at the last, any president before, since Truman, that's been elected during their time, Trump has the lowest job approval of any president since Truman at this point in time. And what's crazy is that only twice have Republicans staved off losses in the midterms. Both of those folks that held off, it was Clinton and Bush, they had a job approval rating of at least 62% or higher. Trump's in the mid-30s at this point. And not only that, he's doing literally the worst of anyone that has happened in, 8 decades.
So are these nationwide numbers? Being I guess people call it a purple state. Here in Arizona, we probably have a lot more Trump supporters than maybe, let's say,
a little bit more,
California or Oregon or Washington.
Correct. A little bit more. But also here's the problem is that you've seen is that with Trump not on the ballot, the GOP hasn't figured out how to turn that group out to vote. And also the other big issue, Trump put together this new coalition for the GOP as he kind of remade the party. He brought in more 18 to 34-year-olds, younger voters, and Hispanic Latinos. Pew Research did an interesting study where they surveyed just people that voted for Trump in 2024 and looked at how his job approval went. Of course, when he started, there was at 95%. Of course, they voted for him.
Yeah.
Of course, they're giving him a big thumbs up, right? A year and a half later, Hispanic Latinos have dropped 30 points in approval, and then 18 to 44-year-olds dropped about 30 points as well. So Hispanic Latinos, he won that group or lost that group by only 12 or 14 points in the state. Right now they're voting for the Democrats by about plus 25.
We had Sean Spicer on the show yesterday, and he said, I want to come back and talk with you guys about Congressional District 1. Jay Feely. No, wait, hold on.
He was into it.
Yeah. What's so funny here?
We'll find out.
You got Amish Shaw. He had that primary beating Marlene Galan Woods, and you had Jay Feely, who managed to get through pretty easily on the Republican side. Kind of a two-part question for you, Mike, which is, have you seen any polling on this one yet? Do you have a feel for how it looks right now in a swing district? That's part one. Part two is, in terms of the overall congressional outlook, will the Republicans' efforts to create more pro-GOP districts outweigh, in this national election, the kind of dislike that people are having for Trump right now?
Yeah, so the redistricting aspect, a lot of that happened. I mean, Republicans gained a few seats there, but not a ton by any stretch to really give them enough of a buffer. But what you see is that what it did is last election cycle, we had 23 competitive congressional districts across the country. Now we have 16. because again, after that redistricting, it just made more safe seats. Well, Arizona has 2 of those toss-up races. Of those 16, we have 2, Congressional District 1 and 6. And so what that means is that more money now is going to be poured into these races since there's less competitive seats. So this first part. Second part is, I think they're both a pretty uphill battle. I'm more optimistic that the GOP could potentially hold District 1 over District 6. Republicans last election won District 1 by about 4 points, roughly, where in District 6 it was about 2.5 points. Remember, Trump won by 5.5, so they underperformed that a little bit. Now, if it swung the other way about 8 points, that's pretty hard. The only reason why I think CD1 is gettable for the GOP, they got
which is
Jay Feely. They got very lucky. He's the best candidate, I think, out there right now for the Republicans in the state.
Well, you brought your iPad. Before we go to break, are there any other little tidbits, new things that you'd like to chat about or mention?
Yeah, 2 quick things. One is the election, the whole narrative of possibly the election being stolen. I went and tested that again. Yeah, 70% of voters don't believe basically it's a very bad thing to bring up in the election. If you want to be like Carrie Lake and lose the general, sure, bring that up. And then the other portion, data centers. A lot of people have been talking about data centers. We actually put some numbers behind it. Is that a majority of people don't think data centers have a good impact on the state.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be a lot of localities are going to be running into big issues about should we put that in, but they can do it. They just got to be very smart on the way they do it, because if they don't do it right, they're all going to get voted out of office.
Okay. Well, will you come back to see us again as we get closer to election time?
Maybe.
Really?
That
Guy
means
like you.
That means yes, Ron.
Yeah, I think it's. I know. Yeah,
The fact that he didn't say no. Hey, the glass is half full.
See, that's what
Thank you,
Celeste
Mike.
is all about. Thank you, Mike. All right, so coming up next here. Well, not next.
Wow.
But there it is, Celeste.
Love this.
There
Ron.
I am in Wales.
That's-
With the town with the longest name in the world.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. How do you even break this thing up into different syllables?
We are going to explain a little bit later this morning. Yeah, we definitely love to explore the odd and unusual for you here on FTT.
All right, here is your mystery camera, and we'll be right back. All right, Ronald, are you ready for the mystery camera?
Oh, yeah.
I know you are, you Geography B winner, you. Here we go. We got a lot of different guesses in the chat box. Paul Humphrey with an Arkansas, and Unique Jules also. She said, looks like the Ozarks area. We have, let's see, Patrick Perry says Arkansas. And we've got a Pennsylvania from Thomas Favela. What are your thoughts, Ronald?
I feel like I know this one, so I'm going to disqualify myself.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure. The thing about it is, remember Corey McCluskey? Does that name ring a bell?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. He's the guy with the white silver hair?
Yeah. He told me about this town once, and he said, you would love that town, and you would love this whole region of the country, and I haven't been there yet.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Hold on one second, but you've been to all 50 states.
Correct. And if it is where I think it is, it's right on the border of one of the states I'm going to, or the state that I'm going to this year, which is Missouri. So it's not in Missouri.
Okay.
But it's very close by.
So what's in Missouri? What's near Missouri? Let's see. Kentucky? No. Hold on one second.
Oh, no, Celeste. We can go downhill fast. What are you going to do? Go to Google Maps?
Yeah, I'm going to go
Just
map
visualize,
of
right?
U.S.
Okay, so what does it sit on top of? Let me ask you that. What's right south of
South
Missouri?
Missouri's Arkansas.
Okay.
And then Tennessee.
And what's to the left?
Kentucky does border Missouri.
Oh, yeah, that
yeah,
little
it does.
point right
a
at the
small
very
little
bottom.
plate. Yeah.
All right, Celeste.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Tennessee.
All right.
I'm going to go with Tennessee.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with Kentucky.
Okay, let's go with
No,
Kentucky.
well, whatever you want to do, Celeste. It's all you, all day. Go.
I'll go with Arkansas.
Yeah.
I'll just pick all four. Arkansas.
Eureka Springs, right?
Wow,
Let's go back and
Eureka
look.
Springs.
Yeah, I just think it's so cool. You know what it reminds me of a little bit is Jerome with a lot more trees.
You're absolutely right. It does.
Yeah.
You know, there's a mansion in Jerome, Arizona. By the way, for those of you who've never been there, it's up in like kind of like central Arizona, a little bit higher in elevations, Verde Valley area, and they have a historic mansion that you can rent as an Airbnb.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw it the other day. It's pretty cool. But a lot of those places are supposed to be haunted.
So that's one of our favorite towns. Another one of our favorite towns is Surprise, Arizona.
Oh, we love Surprise.
It's a boom town.
Do you remember when it showed up? And it became a city. It was like, surprise.
It was a surprise. I mean, but now, I don't know what they're projecting for build out, but I would think they're going to end up with like 300,000 people.
Oh my
out
gosh!
there. It's a big area. It's new. Everything's new, and
they got a Costco. When you got a Costco, you know you're moving in the right direction.
I was just thinking about that Costco because it's just off the 303, right out there. Okay, so here's why Surprise is in the news. They decided to basically cancel their contract with Flock Safety amid some investigations over suspected misuse of auto license plate readers. Now, here's the thing, Celeste. I think this really frustrates people. There have been reports, somewhat nebulous, that maybe one or two people somewhere along the line, higher or lower up the chain of command, nobody seems to know, might have accessed some of that data for improper purposes. We don't have any idea what that even means. And is it one bad apple is going to spoil the whole program? But boy, in Surprise, they must have got some pushback because the next thing you know, they said, that's it, we're going to cancel it.
Well, and I think they're getting, this has happened in a couple of communities out in the East Valley. It's been happening in a couple of different cities around the nation. So there's there's a big spotlight on, and Flock is the name of the company, but there's a couple of different companies that operate these cameras.
Yeah.
Let's go right to our poll question.
Okay, surprise surprises some folks and says that's it. We're going to pull all those cams. What's your take? 42% are saying this is a good move. They should be pulled everywhere. Only 4% say it's a bad move because they do actually help police solve crimes. And 54%, Celeste, I believe this is the first time ever, the third option is winning.
Yeah.
Option number 3. 55% say they need greater oversight, but pulling them is an overreaction.
You can scan the QR code that you see and you can vote there. Let's go to our YouTube question as well. We've got 1.5 thousand votes on this one. 80% of you say good move. They should be pulled everywhere. 7% bad move. And 13% say they need greater oversight by pulling all all is an overreaction. The argument about pulling them because of it's an overreaction was we had some comments from some police officers who said, this is actually something that has helped them solve crimes in the past. But people are saying it does need more oversight.
Well, let's go to Dave.
Big D.
When the people speak, he listens.
He does.
I listen so intently, and I love doing it. GHV1357 says, I want them gone countrywide. And Rebecca Cowling 446 says, we survived this long without constant government surveillance. The risk of misuse, which started happening immediately after they were installed, and violation of privacy outweigh any benefits. Really interesting comments. Remember, you can comment on YouTube as well as on fox10phoenix.com/poll. Keep them coming, guys.
All right. We have Charles Kupchan ready to join us now. When I say Council on Foreign Relations, you know he's big time. Celeste.
Yeah. When you hear Chuck, he's here.
He's you are.
Big time.
So he's also a professor at Georgetown. Professor, thanks for joining us today.
Good to be with you guys.
All right. Let's talk about the newest developments, some reporting today. Nobody's saying, I don't think, that Pete Hegseth is being sidelined, but it does sound as though the president is listening more and more to Scott Bessent when it comes to planning the next phase of the conflict with Iran.
I think it kind of changes on a day-to-day basis in the sense that Trump is heavily influenced by the last person that talks to him. But I think that Hegseth, even though he's in the inner circle, has not had the same leverage that J.D. Vance has had, that Marco Rubio has had, in part because of proximity, right? Rubio and Vance, Bessent in some cases, they're in the White House. Hegseth is traveling around the world. He's at the Pentagon. He doesn't have the same proximity. But I do think it's going to change on a day-to-day basis. And also we're picking up some reporting that the president is a bit miffed at Hegseth for not giving him more warning about the low stockpiles that the Pentagon faces because of the number of munitions that they have used trying to fight this war against Iran.
Well, I don't think anybody's ever going to admit if we're having a problem like that. I mean, why would you want to telegraph that kind of information to your enemy? But have you, I know you're based there in Washington, are you seeing maybe some credible reporting that some of those some of those reports about the overall question of stockpiles might be legit?
Yeah, nobody knows in the public domain what the exact numbers are. But we know, for example, that the U.S. has the ability to produce about 600 Patriot interceptors a year. Patriot interceptors are the only real air defense system that can take out an incoming ballistic missile. And 600 is not a lot. We've used, I think, at least 1,000, maybe more in the Gulf. Ukraine has been using them. And one of the best tests as to whether we're low on them is that Ukraine is getting hit on a nightly basis by Russian ballistic missiles. And we and the Europeans and others aren't giving them any Patriots because there aren't any there. So yes, stockpiles are low. How low? Difficult to say. Would this interfere with the U.S. ability to conduct an operation in another theater? Perhaps. But that's, I think, one of the reasons that the Pentagon is saying, hey, let's think twice before going back to the battleground with Iran.
I want to read this because you have a pretty impressive resume from 2014 to 2017. Professor, you served as a special assistant to the president and a senior director for European affairs on the staff of the National Security Council in the Barack Obama administration. Also served in Bill Clinton's first administration as well on European affairs. I think as Americans, we're a little selfish in that we want to see our gas prices go down. We want to see our grocery prices go down. In your expert opinion, when you think about everything happening overseas, what needs to happen? What needs to be done? What type of negotiations? And maybe they're already being done behind closed doors in D.C. and we don't even know what's going on.
Well, in some ways, I think President Trump and the America First agenda headed in the right direction, in the sense that I think many Americans felt that the United States had overreached abroad in Afghanistan, in Iraq, trying to knock off the regime in Syria, intervention in Libya. This didn't work very well. Then you have many Americans feeling that they are witnessing a decline in their quality of life. And Trump said, hey, I hear you. Too many people have been left behind by globalization. I'm going to help you with this problem. But I do think that in some ways, Trump's response to these real concerns has gone off course, in the sense that he said, no more wars, I'm going to stop wars, not start them, and then he starts a new war with Iran. His protectionist measures have, at least from my perspective, led to affordability crisis getting worse, not better. We're not seeing a lot of manufacturing jobs come back. So he's asking the right questions, but I do think that his policies aren't leading to the outcomes that he promised. And so in that respect, I do think we need to have a conversation about how can we figure out what level of American engagement in the world is consistent with what the public wants. How can we get working Americans back up on their feet and ensure that they're earning a living wage? Those, I think, are questions that many voters have at the front of their mind.
Hey, do you have any books you've recently produced, or if people want to find out more about you, what should they do?
You know, I have a book coming out in a couple of months. It's called Bringing Order to Anarchy, and it really addresses two questions. How did we get into this mess? And what do we do now? So anybody who's interested in those, there's a book coming out in October.
Yeah, you got to have a concept that people can really latch on
Well,
to.
and I think it's probably something that every household needs, because you get home and you got a messy house and kids running everywhere. And how do we get into this mess? How do we get out?
Professor, thanks. We'll talk to you again soon, I hope.
Thanks for having me on. Take care.
Thank you, Charles.
Break time, and we are going to, by the way, finally get into that coffee and testosterone story, Celeste.
Finally.
Behave yourself. Here we go. All right, everybody, welcome back. So finally, Celeste, after a 24-hour wait, you know what happened yesterday is we loved Sean Spicer being on the show.
He was so fun.
But he was running like 25 minutes late, so we had to kind of re-scramble everything. Is that a word, re-scramble?
Re-scramble.
It's already scrambled every day. This one was re-scrambled. So we promised yesterday we would get to the story about coffee and testosterone.
We should have gotten to it with Sean Spicer and got his thoughts on it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
How about with Mike Noble a few minutes ago? He came in here all fired up.
How about with Graham, Dave, and Neil behind the scenes?
There
I'm
you
sure
go.
they will have
Look
an
at these guys.
opinion.
Who are we even talking about? Say hi, Graham. Look, that's Graham
Hi,
right
friend.
over there.
Okay, Neil,
Yeah.
can you want to lean over?
Oh, here
There's
comes
Neil.
Neil.
Can we get
Neil's
Neil?
got a cameo. You gotta be closer.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen,
Our
you are
director, Neil.
my
you are seeing one of the greatest collections of testosterone ever.
Well, you're included, Ron.
There
I
you
am the only bit of estrogen in this studio.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so here is the story in a nutshell. There was a recent report in the European Journal of Nutrition
Yes.
showing that men who drink coffee tend to have higher testosterone levels overall. And for every additional cup of coffee consumed per day, a man's testosterone increase by, the numbers make no sense to me in terms of nanomoles per liter.
Right.
Celeste, somebody like you with a master's would understand that. But the catch on free testosterone, higher coffee intake was also linked to higher levels of the sex hormone.
Ron,
So
so sassy.
there you go. Now, the thing about I don't know if they can prove that there's something in the coffee. Maybe you are just more of a go-getter and you're just naturally have higher testosterone. What?
Maybe you have more energy. You know what I
Celeste,
mean?
Don't you dare. Celeste. Hold
Well,
on.
you
We
said
gotta
go
watch
get-
we gotta watch the hand
You
movements.
said go-getter.
Okay, promise me you're just
You
gonna
said you're a
talk like this.
go-getter. Okay. Okay, so listen to this. I actually did a little bit of a deeper dive here, Ron.
Oh, thank you.
Workout performance. Moderate pre-exercise coffee consumption can enhance power output and training intensity.
Oh, yes,
because it
I believe
actually
that.
it increases for men specifically, and then I looked up the info for women. Men specifically, it actually can give you a boost, as you mentioned,
Okay.
of power.
Yes.
Go get it.
Right.
Sleep quality, as with women, late day caffeine consumption can disrupt your sleep. But here's interesting: stress response. So it's like a gentle balance. If you have too much coffee, it raises your cortisol levels, which
Okay.
is your stress hormone,
Right.
and then
That's
it's
no good. Right.
no bueno.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with women, it's actually not the same. More coffee does not increase testosterone in women. I actually carry a little bit of testosterone, Ron. I hope you know.
I was not
women,
aware.
women in general.
Okay, Celeste.
Women carry both testosterone and estrogen, Ron. Did you know this?
I did. That part I knew. That part.
So it doesn't work the same in women, though. But increased coffee can increase your cortisol level, which is your stress hormone, according to the study if you're a woman.
There you
So
go.
it's like you have to find the right balance.
So, ladies, if you want your man to have a little more of a testosterone boost
Yeah,
going,
go get her.
give him a couple of cups of coffee and get him out the door over to the gym.
Yeah,
How about
or put him in the garage or out in the yard, as Ron said, and put him to work.
There you go. So, Celeste, I'm going to show you, because we have not rehearsed this. This is a live streaming show / podcast kind of thing that we do every day.
Yes.
And so I'm just going to put the name of this town. I believe it's a small town in Wales. I was driving through the country. I said to Renee, let's see if we can find it. It was like 5 minutes away from where we
Okay.
were. So we pulled right in, and here are the letters of. Just give us one quick pronunciation of what you think.
Okay, so
Go.
this
Yeah.
Landfair Pwyl Gwyn Angelin Gonguri Sherman Drobe. Oh, Willen
That's
T
the second
Silly
line,
Go
too.
Go Go Gosh.
Okay, that go is pretty good. Neil, can you zoom in on this piece of paper here just so everybody knows what we're talking about? Because I'm going to take you there in about 10 or 15 seconds. Ready? Here camera 3. Ready? We're going to zoom. Oh, I see you've got it on the other one right here.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
There's the town with the long name. And
That's wild.
So you would think it would be Landfair Pwyl Gwyn. Anyway, Celeste, here. So we're driving into town, and this
Nice
is what it looked
cuticles,
like.
Ron.
By the way, the constant stream of tourists. I don't even know if this town realizes how famous they are, but everybody wants to get a picture from the train station
Wow.
of that very town name in Wales. Now, supposedly there's a hill in New Zealand that has an even longer name. But in terms of small towns anywhere in the world, I believe this is definitely the longest at 58 letters.
Wow.
So while I was there, Celeste, I tried to go ahead and pronounce it for you. And here's how it all went. Clanvirapwth, Gogogoth, Linda Cilia. Oh, wait, Gogogoth is at the end.
I hear Renee.
That's Renee laughing at me to sing for a while. Clanvirapwth, that's the first part. I got that down. And then Guthga, go. Drana, Guthgasilia, go. That's possibly incorrect. And here's my brand new buddy, Philippe. Look at Philippe here. Who is about to sound like he's Welsh, but he's French.
He nails
And
it.
you have the pronunciation down pretty well.
I've been training, but not
Okay.
as good as a Welshman.
Come on in. We're
Okay.
going to listen to
Ready?
you. Ready? Here we go.
Okay, welcome to Llanfair Pwllwyngish Gogerech Wern Drobull Landisilio Gogogoch.
Wow.
Yeah, no high five. He wouldn't high five me. But anyway.
He left you hanging.
So there we are. Renee's my photographer when we're out there on
She's so
vacation.
beautiful.
And so the thing is, it has a longer meaning of a name. And this is why it's such a long word, which is the Church of Mary in the hollow of the White Hazel near the fierce whirlpool and the Church of Tecilio. What's that last part? Oh, by the Red Fox.
Wow.
So, I mean, you got to be specific so people know what town you're talking about.
The notes, Ron, that you gave me on this said it was lengthened in the 1860s by a local cobbler to attract railway tourists.
See, those cobblers, man, they can be the real experts at it. That's for sure. Anyway, now
what
you
a
know
crazy
you can.
ordeal.
So you guys are smarter than everybody else now, and you can lay on them. You can try your own pronunciation,
Yeah.
and you can say, "Hey, do you know where in the world the small town with the longest name exists?"
Is located.
and it's right there
Yeah.
in Wales. So I couldn't
Well
wait to
done,
bring that
Renee.
to
She
you.
did a great job with that
I
video
know.
work.
She's laughing at me constantly. Okay, so by the way, Celeste,
Mm-hmm.
back here in this country, people are speeding,
Yes, they are.
and maybe we should try to put an end to it. Fascinating new study came out today that says a lot of people in our state say that even though they don't really follow the speed limit laws, they think maybe they should be followed a little more often. Here's the situation. You get on the freeway. Honestly, everybody's doing about 80.
Yeah.
75 to 80. And so I think some people look at it and they're like, well, you know, I mean, if I go 64, 63 miles an hour.
People are running you over, like even in the far right lane.
Around you.
So is it safer? We should actually should have somebody from DPS in. Is it safer to go the 63 or the 55 on like a short part of the 51 in Central Phoenix?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Good point.
or to go with the flow of traffic because
Right.
people say you should go with the flow of traffic. So what's safer?
Yeah. Well, so anyway, 82% of drivers support increased police enforcement. They say especially in high-risk zones. But they admit they're going faster. And mostly it's because of the very thing you talked about. They're just trying to go with the flow.
Yeah. And you know, one of my pet peeves is single people who drive in the HOV lane.
Okay. That I know. Something happened yesterday or the day before because you saw that because you were talking about Ty with it too.
I was stuck.
Did you
I
see
was stuck.
somebody yesterday?
Yeah, all the time. And we're stuck. And we're carpooling.
Right.
And there's like that HOV lane is just as packed as the other lanes.
And you're like, I don't see
and
anybody. on
there's
there.
and no DPS.
Yeah. Well,
So
they're busy doing other stuff.
I guess they're pulling people over.
Now,
somewhere
when it comes to your interactions with the DPS, this is
Hopefully that never happens.
correct. Especially don't ever try to pull one of these up. These guys, Celeste, as we always point out, innocent till proven guilty.
Yes.
But these guys allegedly tried to switch seats to avoid a DUI arrest. DPS posted this on social media, saying the troopers pulled the vehicle over for traffic violations.
Yes.
And as they looked, they could clearly see the driver and the passenger trying to swap seats. Well,
And then they both got arrested, and they both got arrested for DUI.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
probably
what-
not a shocker, right?
And how does that go in the car? Hey, let's switch spots.
Yeah.
One guy's climbing over the other.
I know.
Brother.
Right? I mean, you got to know. So, anyway, this is what the DPS provided to us. And it's a reminder for you to here's something else you should never do.
Yes.
Right? We cover a lot of the things you should never do.
That's so true.
Okay, so Celeste, one last story for you here this morning. There's a new trend online. I don't know if you've seen it, but people are posting everyday, regular kind of things. And then they're posting them as, quote, kind of chic. Look, I have this. It's kind of chic.
Yeah.
Right?
Like simple things.
Simple things.
But it's chic.
Yeah. Okay, so here's Celeste. Did you happen to see her dancing in her apron in the kitchen? You are the living definition of kind of chic.
Oh my gosh,
In
Ron,
your
you're
apron,
sweet.
cooking the week's worth of meals and dancing around. That is kind of chic.
I figure if I got to be here, might as well be having fun. You know what I mean?
Right?
Ron, thank you. Ron chose this, by the way. This
Yeah.
photo, thank you, buddy.
Oh my gosh, I loved watching that. And then let's see, what did I come up with? Oh yeah, so Alexa, our daughter Alexa, she and Austin just had their 10th wedding anniversary like a week ago.
Yeah.
And I found this old picture from 10 years ago. My dad and I were dressed up to the nines, right? But you think that's going to stop us from going in and getting a big gulp?
Nope.
Or a thirst buster?
Never.
I say next time you're dressed to the nines, pull right into your local 7-Eleven or Circle K, get a big gulp or a thirst buster, and be on your way.
Absolutely. And have a nice little refreshment
Uh-huh.
in the vehicle.
Sure. Try it sometime. You know, me, I'm always in a suit and tie. You pull into a like a QT or something, you'll get some stares.
You will, and then they'll be like, hey, are you taken? Oh, thank you for watching, everyone. That's a great photo of you and your dad,
Oh,
Ron.
thank you,
Love
Celeste.
him. Love your mom and dad. And thank you all for watching. Anita and Ty are next. We'll see you tomorrow.
It worked.
It worked. Welcome on in, you guys. Happy Tuesday. We're going to keep things rolling here on Fox 10 Talks.
We brought in the birthday queen for a jam-packed show.
We did indeed. There she
Happy
is. There
Not
she
me.
is.
Not me.
There she is.
I'm January, Capricorn.
Is this doing okay?
Yeah, you're good. It looks more like a blue now.
Interesting.
Yeah, that one works. That's a color that works at the green wall.
It sneaks in.
Maybe I'll wear it tomorrow. Okay.
Wonderful.
Happy birthday. What are your plans?
Thank you. Gonna go swim at my parents with my daughter.
Oh, fun.
Nice.
And then Josh is making us dinner.
Oh, what's he making?
His specialty, which is tacos, and he makes the best salsa. Like, it's so good. And
Really?
I requested that. I was like, can you make your salsa?
She's going to bring us some tomorrow, the salsa.
Oh.
I don't think that's gonna happen. But
All right, well, let's see. We'll keep our fingers crossed that we get a little bit.
Okay, we have a game for your birthday.
yes, well, because you guys didn't see the temperature yet.
No.
So what temperature do you think it is right now at 11:01?
Okay, you said at the top of the 9, we were getting close to a triple digits. No, at 9:30 it was triple digits. So I'm going to say 103.
That's what I wrote down.
Wow, so you're both going 103.
Yeah.
Neither
Hold
of
on.
you want to like go
104.
104.
104.
I'm going to go 104. Final
104.
answer.
105.
I was gonna say like 1 or 3 degrees higher. It's 106 outside.
No!
That's so hot already.
Gosh.
Ugh, I know, seriously. 104 is
Okay,
where
you
we
can
are
leave
in
now.
Deer Valley. It was great seeing you guys.
Yeah, thanks, bye.
105 right now, Fountain Hills. We're at 102 in Buckeye. Wickenburg, actually the only spot on the map that is still below 100 degrees. I mean, it's August doing August things. We tend to have some good hot stretches through July and August, and that is what we're in the thick of. So we've got that extreme heat warning. It's in place through Friday for a good portion of the state, like South Central, including the Valley, Pinell County, down to Tucson, over to Yuma. This is until 8 p.m. Friday evening for temperatures in the 106 to 114 range. And as a result, heat-related illness is possible. We know the hiking trails of the state trails are all closed throughout the daytime hours because of the heat. Please don't go around them. Please do not get stuck and then need a rescue, because this happens every time when it's this type of temperatures, especially for like visitors out of town. They think like, it's not really that bad, and then it is on the body. Up in Mojave County, it actually just started at 10 a.m., the heat warning here. It'll last through Friday as well until 8 o'clock at night. And then the Grand Canyon, they just added the heat warning for the Grand Canyon through at least Thursday. But again, some of these I wouldn't be surprised if they get extended through Friday and Saturday as well. So just a heads up, that's where we've got our extreme heat warnings in place. We are going to be near record, although I don't think we're breaking records the next few days. 113 is the forecast for today. The current record is 115. It was set back in 2020. 111, that is the forecast tomorrow, and then 110 on Thursday. Thursday, the record is 113. So again, we're like 3 degrees shy. We're right in record territory pretty much consistently as we go along. Here's the look at like the snapshot daily when it comes to rain chances. For today, primarily just a chance east parts of the state. I think it'd be very hard pressed for it to make it all the way into the valley. Tomorrow, a little better chance that a storm could try to creep near the valley, but realistically, north and east parts of the state have the best chance. By Thursday, there are scattered chances around the state, especially late day into the evening. And then Friday, best chances north. Saturday, again, some scatter potential around the entire state, including the valley. So none of these are guarantees. I would say, though, like if you're in the high country, especially over the eastern edge of the state, day to day, you should expect some storms in the vicinity, some rumbles of thunder, and probably some rain for you as well. This is the look at the futurecast for today specifically. And you can see those storms starting to pick up at like 2 or so in the afternoon. And then we are going to continue to see those chances sort of drop as they run down the mountainside. Again, hard pressed for any of that moisture to make its way into the valley. And even down in like southern Arizona, we're not looking at much actually making its way through. So this is a quieter day when it comes to our storm chances. Then we go throughout the night and into the early morning hours, and you can see that we've just got a few clouds in the area. And then in the afternoon, I went too far. In the afternoon, there you go. In the afternoon, we start to see these storms firing off high country, eastern Arizona, but also southeastern Arizona. Now, this is just one model projection, but it does have the storms making its way into Phoenix as we go into tomorrow night. This model does tend to be a little like overexcited about storm chances, which is why I'm saying for now it's just a chance at about 20% for your Wednesday evening. And then the better chance, I think, will be Thursday evening for those storms to make their way into the valley. But between Wednesday and Friday is kind of the hot window for us to see better storm chances. It'll also be more humid in that
Pun
window.
intended.
I don't even know what I said.
You
for
said
the pun.
hot window. You said that's a hot window to see the storm chances, and I said pun intended.
Well, as we go forward, we're looking at like 110 to 111 pretty much consistently Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then by the weekend, again, if we get some storms Saturday evening, we'll see a little bit of a drop for your Sunday at 109. Overall, it's just like, it's hot. It's August. We're doing August things.
Yeah, it's fine.
My birthday's always hot. Like as a kid, I always just had a swimming pool party every year. My brother's birthday is in like 6 days. So we would always have joint birthday parties, and it was always a pool party. Yeah.
I'm a January, and I grew up in Chicago. So it was always a Chuck E. Cheese kind of party.
Cold.
Because it was
outside.
inside. You had to do something inside. Yeah.
Well, Crystal, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right, we are going to move on. I don't know. My buttons are all wrong.
Wow, so many of me.
Just leave it on Crystal.
Well, you're going to have to get up and
I
walk.
have to go.
Yeah.
So, there's no option.
Hot
walk.
Hot girl walk. Happy birthday, hot girl walk.
Do your happy birthday hot walk. Yes,
shake
girl.
it,
Yes, girl.
shake it. Hallelujah.
All right, let's talk about what you're reading. These are the top 3
Okay.
web stories right now on fox10phoenix.com.
Yeah, so number one, this is a big one. Phoenix police officers placed on leave after traffic stop sparked wrongdoing accusations. All we know is that this was a traffic stop South Phoenix on the night of August 5th. That there was excessive force used. They did not turn their camera on. And at this point, administrative investigation is taking place after a criminal probe. So it's not over. We don't know who the officers are. We don't know what happened.
All right. And then this is the second most clicked on story on fox10phoenix.com. On this Tuesday, nearly 1 million Jeeps, Rams, Dodges, and Chryslers have been recalled. This is a big recall. Stellantis recalling nearly 1 million vehicles over an issue that prevents drivers from viewing the rear view camera display. You don't want that, right? The company expects to be able to remedy the issue with an over-the-air update. So that's kind of interesting how they can just fix stuff now with an update to your car.
I don't have a rear view camera. My car's that old.
Oh, well. Not a problem for you then.
Big update, big story that we had yesterday morning. Hayden Pantiere's preliminary autopsy released. No signs of trauma that contributed to her death. Official cause of manner of death remain pending. Additional studies and investigation is being done. 36, best known for Heroes, Nashville, on with films including Remember the Titans. So we had a story this morning that said there was Narcan on scene, a couple of other things, but again, no official cause of death.
All right, we're going to move things right along. Decorating a house can be difficult, right?
It's challenging.
It's challenging if you don't know what you're doing, right?
Yeah, I have a cousin who has a really great eye for design, and you walk in, you think, oh, I can do that, but you can't always. I still have picture frames. We remodeled 3 years ago.
They're still on the floor?
No, they're hung. They're on the wall, but the inside the hole is the picture it came with.
Oh, you got to put something in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have our next guest is going to help us do just that, how to decorate your home.
Using AI.
Using AI, which is really interesting. We have Bobby here.
Hi.
And you are with Feeble Casa.
Correct.
Is that correct? Yes. So tell us a little bit about how folks can use AI. I mean, obviously hiring an interior decorator can be really pricey, right? In some cases.
It can be very pricey initially indeed, but over the project, that initial investment can be covered, by the small amount of mistakes which are going to be done, or also by the fact that from the beginning what the budget could be and could look like, and this would be a better way for you to manage the overall project. So you do a pre-investment in order to have a better oversee
outcome
after the project.
I had a friend who was redoing her condo. She went to work. Her husband was home. Not her husband's fault. She picked out a specific tile for the backsplash, a little bit more eclectic, and came home and hated it. So she had them take it all down and start over. And it's interesting because this was a couple of years ago. Now you could put it into AI and say, how would this tile look in this spot? And I could see where that would be beneficial, because even a person can't necessarily do that. I'm all about people doing things.
Correct. AI, it's a great tool in the preliminary phase of the design development. It's a great tool for you as a client, for you as a person, to have an idea about what you are planning to do there, just to do a mood board, or to see to get an idea about how would you like your house to look like. But down the road, working with a designer or with a professional, it's the best solution, because there are so many things which AI cannot help you with. AI is never going to ask you what's your lifestyle, how many kids you have, what's your work balance at home exactly. Would you like to work from home? You don't want to work from home. How much time you are spending in the kitchen, and so on. So AI is a great tool to use, especially in the beginning, but down the road you do need someone to hold your hand.
Sure.
I like this one. AI may predict trends.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. But what if you don't want trendy, though? How do you mix the two?
from my point of view as a designer or as an architect, which I am, I would say that the trends are important, but most important is you as a person and the way you want your house to look like, you know? And our job is to make you feel comfortable in the house that you are going to live in. It's important, as I said, to look over the trends and to see, you know, what's on the market right now and what other people are doing. But in the end, it's about you and it's about your project.
The other thing, you kind of mentioned this a little bit, but I kind of want to reemphasize that there are some common mistakes when people rely too heavily on those AI renderings, because AI makes everything look perfect. And then in reality, when you get all those things together, you might be like, yikes, that's not really working.
It doesn't go here.
This even happened to us, you know, as professionals. You can design how as much as you want. You can rendering as much as you want, but down the road, when you see the final product, I'm not going to say that you always change your mind, but sometimes you can do some little tweaks which are necessary in order to enhance and to make the things look even better than you initially thought that they are going to look like.
Let me ask you this. Is there a room that might be...
You read my mind. I'm not kidding. This is so scary. Best room, worst room
to use AI with?
That's really scary. Wow.
I would say the easier the room, the better the AI result is going to give you.
A bathroom, for example?
A bathroom, for example, a living room, for example, and the most complex room in the house will always be the kitchen, you know, because you have so many appliances and working spaces and fixtures and so on. But the easiest room would be a bathroom or a living room,
Laundry
a hallway, a mudroom, yes.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a paint color, and I actually put it into ChatGPT to say, hey, paint this wall this color to see what it looks like. And then after I did that, I was like, just kidding, I don't like that.
like it.
So it is kind of, I mean, there is, I guess, pros and cons with using AI. It can't do everything, but maybe you can get a better idea of kind of the look you want, right?
That's exactly what you should use it for.
I love
to get an idea and to have a confirmation of what you think the things would look like.
We've got to go, but real quick, how can folks get more information about what you do?
They can follow us, they can search us on social media, Fable Casa Scottsdale, Instagram, Facebook, or www.fablecasascottsdale.com.
Love it.
Thank you. Thanks for the advice.
Real quick, what year was it before we go to break? Oh, just shoot. No, hold on. Now we're back.
Hi,
All
we're
right.
back. Now we're back.
Question of the day. We didn't quite get to it before the break, so this is it now. Congress enacted the Social Security Act.
Look, we have good guesses. 1929. I'm going with them because, 1932.
And we got a 1926.
Oh, I'm going to go with 32.
I honestly have no idea.
32.
All right, let's see if anybody was right. 35.
Oh.
Okay, we were close. All right, not
Close
bad.
is only counts in horseshoes, my husband tells me.
That's a good saying.
I know.
I
He's
like
like, nope, doesn't matter. Because I'll
And
be like,
slow
am I
dancing?
right? Am I? And slow
And slow
dancing.
dancing.
Yeah, I'll be like, I was close. He's like, it only counts in horseshoes.
Well, good thing we're
Like,
playing
aren't you-
horseshoes on this Tuesday.
Aren't you
huh?
clever? We were just talking about decorating with AI, pros and cons. And now we're going to actually, I guess, decorate on our own.
Well,
Is that a good segue?
No.
Okay.
No, it's pretty good. We have Sheila Gallegos here with us. And
I tried, Sheila. I tried.
Sheila,
Okay.
tell us, where are you from?
I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona, and I have opened up a new business there called Children's Art Classes.
I love this.
See, it is art.
It
Look,
is art, but
and
like,
you can use it for decorating.
you're right.
You could tell me your mom didn't frame your artwork and hang it somewhere. Somewhere.
Somewhere. I think she stuck it in like a
No.
in the back of the closet. But I love this because, I mean, we know that art classes are getting cut in public education. And this is such a great outlet because art class was one of my favorites when I was a kid.
Yeah, so you do learn a lot from art. Kids are coming in, and we are finding in the area that I'm at, there's not very many programs after the age of 9.
Do you need to get that?
No.
They're like, we're seeing you on TV,
Hey.
The only thing I didn't silence.
It's all right.
But we do teach a variety of mediums of art, and we start at age 3 and go to age
amazing.
18. But at age 9 is when we start a 4-year curriculum, which takes them through a lot more like college level type of classes.
Wow. I love that you said sometimes a child's biggest confidence boost starts with a smudge. Break that down for us.
Yes, it's because, our teachers walk around the classroom and help them. They pretty much work independently. But then when they see they smudge the paper or something, that actually might take on a different concept for the work that they're working on. Because we're working with different mediums with pencils to do shading and stuff. But it does make a huge difference in the confidence that they grow once they see, we start them off with the hardest project they're going to complete in our whole curriculum. But that builds their confidence so much that they know they can do it, because when they first look at it, it can't get worse. And when they look at it, they're like, I can't do that. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
But once we work them through the process and they learn the techniques, then they're so excited when they've accomplished everything.
What did
at the
those
end.
little kiddos make? How old are they?
Those kids are
5-ish?
They are, there's a younger one in there that's 4, and they're up to 6 in that one. And that's during our summer workshops, where they worked on a collage of using different types of materials, and like the circles were actually toilet paper holders, where we use them to use different types of materials to come up with the art they were creating.
I love that we're digging deep, because it's just like reading, and we always talk about how the kids are on the tablets too much or on the video games too much, and it's like, go outside and run around, or get your hands dirty, roll your sleeves up and glue something, paint something, because that's when they're digging deep and using their imagination, their brain.
Yes, and it is crazy, like some of these kids, they're so used to being on the tablets on the screen and getting dirty, getting them comfortable touching the clay, because we do some clay projects. They're not always like, it's too slippery, it's too this, I gotta go wash my hands. But we're like, no, get in it, get dirty.
Get dirty.
That's part of it. We supply them with work shirts because we expect they're gonna get dirty. We're okay with that. So
We would
want
be
them to
washing
get
our
into
hands a lot, though.
It's all right.
Like when I bake and I make something, I have to go wash my hands and then start over.
Well,
I know.
that's good hygiene if you're baking.
Yes.
Sheila, I was going to ask you, why did you want to start this to begin with, especially in Scottsdale?
I wanted to start something to give back to the community and to kids, because I see right now kids need something for encouragement and something positive, and seeing that they can build their confidence. Doing a piece of art, they can grow so much from it. It teaches them resilience to keep on going and not give up. There's also a little bit of an entrepreneur skill behind it that I would like to let them know, that you can do something more with your art.
You can sell it.
You can sell it. You can do more. So there's a lot more that we would like to teach them behind the art that we're teaching them.
What's your background?
My background is in, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 16. So I've been in the automotive industry, and I sort of wanted to get out of that and do something different, and something that I could give back more to the community and more to have an impact on kids and show them that there's a lot more out there. I know that was very impactful on me when I was young and I started off as an entrepreneur, is having my community help grow me and show me that the stuff I was looking at could be done and get accomplished.
You brought some examples.
Yes.
You want to show them? Here, I can hold them up while you talk about them.
So this is our old person's face that we do. This is the first project that I told you is our hardest project. We start this at age 9. It's a 10-week project.
Wow.
We teach them how to use an ebony pencil to get in all the shading and contour lines that they do.
I know, it's kind of scaring me a little bit because when you have it in front of your face,
sometimes,
oh my gosh.
a lot of people do feel because the concept is we're trying to get all those lines in definition. And we tell
that's amazing.
children, bring in a person if you have a family member, and it could be a way they document like their family member, something like that we can help show them to draw.
Do you know what age by chance this was? This person?
She was an age 9 on this one.
9?
They did. Yeah.
The 9-year-olds
Yes, we have 9-year-olds. This is the project we start with our 9-year-olds. This is their first one.
Wow.
Wow, what
Okay,
talent.
this is terrifying.
Anita doesn't like birds.
I'm scared of
Okay,
birds.
so this is on Scratchboard.
Don't like scared.
And this is another project within the first year of Art 1 that they will complete. We will ask the students to bring in a picture of an animal with a lot of fur or feathers so we can teach them how to use Scratchboard.
What is
that
Scratchboard?
Scratchboard is a cardboard with a black layer on top of it that they use
like
So then they kind of
cutting pen
Gotcha.
to
Oh,
go
wow.
ahead and cut through it.
This is beautiful. See, this
So-
you could frame and put on the
Yeah,
wall.
Yes.
for sure.
So this is in our Art 2 class. After we get through a lot of black and white, we get into color. And we'll start teaching them color theory. And this one, we require that it has to have 12 different colors in the picture. So this will be, once we've got them through the beginning, this will be their Art 2 class that they will be
Wow.
How'd you
completing
come up with this curriculum? Very, very intricate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is actually part of, we are a franchise. So they do help provide us
cool.
with the curriculum, and they do tell us, like, this is what we're and this is why we are sort of different, because we are trying to teach them
real
specific
art.
types
Yeah.
of real art. It's not just, and then later on in Art 2, this is another project that they will complete
Wow,
using
look at that.
indica ink, and we will teach them how to get their shadings and everything painting with indica ink.
Wow.
That is incredible.
Yes.
And
That
how
is
old
some-
is this group?
That group is going to be starting at age 10 and above. I believe the student who completed that one was 12.
Are you kind of blown away when you see these students doing art like this?
Yes.
I mean, at such a young age, it's wild, isn't it?
I will tell you, because I myself, my experience is not in art, but learning the concepts and then realizing I could do this too once you understand the theory
Yeah.
behind everything, and then watching the 10-year-olds, the 9-year-olds get so excited when they're like, I
got
can't
it.
do
Yeah.
this. And then they got it and they're done, and they're so excited to go show their parents, look at what I got done
Do you
here.
want to see my self-portrait I can do?
How long are the courses? How do kids sign up?
Look at that.
That's it? That was
What do you think of
quick.
that?
It's great.
Pretty good. I mean,
We
come
do
on.
teach-
It's very similar.
To the bird or the old lady?
No, just the technique.
The technique,
The
yes,
technique
the
is
technique.
very similar.
Contour lines.
Yes,
He
of
does.
course.
He does like to doodle. When we sit in our morning meeting, they give us
I'm a doodler.
this like calendar-looking thing, which then he has me doodling.
Maybe
too.
you can come
Teach
and
him.
take some classes,
I would like
and we can
that.
show you how to get
I
some
like
really
that.
good doodles
The
out.
10-year-olds would make fun of us. Are you kidding?
If folks want to get more info, go
Okay,
on. I'm sorry.
so
sorry.
yes, the classes are, it runs like a regular school year because we are curriculum-based, so it's a 32-week program. They can go to childrensartclasses.com to find us and to register. Classes meet one time a week, same time every week. They are an hour and 15 minutes. Well, for younger kids, because tiny hands that we start, those classes are 45 minutes. Classes are based off appropriation for like child's
Yeah.
ability to
Yeah.
focus
They
and
can't
all
sit
that
that
type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They can't sit that
Neither
long.
can we.
So they adjust on the amount of time the class is. But and yeah, we're up and running right now. We just started, and if you don't hesitate to sign up, because we have plenty of openings, we will catch your student up to where they need to be,
Nice.
so they
Cool.
can complete all of the projects that they're going to need
That's
to.
neat.
How
Yes.
cool.
I think it's well, it's nice to have that skill too, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who knows? And then also just learning to see how far you can go.
Yeah, and it will help the students in the long run. Once you start getting into art and doing it this way, you start seeing art everywhere and looking at the whole world a different way.
And then I'm sure you get like kind of obsessed with it, right? You just like want to keep going.
Yes.
And also it'll calm you down a little bit because you have to sit down and like quiet your mind.
And that's what I've had a parent come and tell me, my student, when he comes home after taking your class, he's just so much calmer because of, we do teach them to sit in there and focus, but we do know they're going to need distraction sometimes. Looking at a subject for a while, you do have to refocus your eyes and reset your mind sometimes.
That's
but
where snacks
that's
come
something
in.
we teach them,
Thank you. How do people get a hold of you? Did we do that already? Yes.
They get a hold of us at childrensartclasses.com.
Don't laugh at me,
They can
Dave.
come and find us.
I love it. Well,
Thank
Sheila,
you.
thanks for
That was
coming in.
wonderful.
That was
Thank
really
you.
All
fun.
right. Thank you.
All right, before we go, I thought we could do one trending story, and I
Sure.
found this one yesterday on Axios, which I thought was interesting. I want to get your take. More Americans are packing their bags and hitting the road on their own. Solo travel
How far are we
is
going?
up. It doesn't matter. They say people are going on their own because people are prioritizing flexibility, personal growth, and self-care.
They're driving, mostly. It says.
Driven largely.
Hello, Blondie.
We didn't read these scripts before we started, so that's
Like
why.
I've had a busy morning. Hallelujah.
Would you go on a solo trip?
How long am I going for?
This is a hypothetical.
Am I meeting anyone?
Oh my gosh.
No, I'd be bored.
This game is not good
no,
for you.
I like to go with people so I can boss my husband around and have an
He
itinerary.
can carry your suitcases.
I only have a carry-on though.
There you go.
So
You're very self-sufficient.
It has rollers.
All right.
Would you?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I did like a study abroad by myself. Does that count?
No, because you're living there and you have friends and you have a family and you have people. I mean, it would be kind of cool to just say, I'm flying to Paris, and then sit down and have a glass of wine and
By
a baguette.
yourself.
And then watch people. But then I'd be like, I'm bored. I have no one to talk to.
There you go. Well,
But then I talk so much that I would probably
I know,
make
and now we're out of
friends.
time.
Bye.
All right, bye, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
To laugh, I just went to.
You know, Des, I was just thinking earlier on the TV show in the 9 o'clock hour, Crystal was showing us a picture of Flagstaff, and there literally was not a single cloud in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
At least here in the valley, we got a couple of white puffs off there in the distance.
Very
right?
few.
Eh?
Right?
I know.
Just a couple.
113, going to be the hottest day of the week. We want some rain. That's what, of course, what always brings the temps down. And there's Dean's Choice Cam. But I didn't bring my phone, so I'm not sure where it is, but it's someplace cooler than here.
That's nice.
So
looks like Massachusetts somewhere.
Yeah.
Near, maybe.
Okay, yeah. I'm so jealous of you and your reporting out in Mesa today.
Oh, I know. I was in your neck of the woods.
Right.
Yes, the Mesa Gateway Public Library. It's not even a year old. It opened in December, but it is Mesa's newest library in 30 years. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It is definitely worth a trip out.
The best new library of 2026 in the world.
Yes,
right?
Yes, they won the world's best new library.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's either that incredible or we're just not building libraries the way we used to.
I don't know. I forget how she explained it because I go, who gave you the award? It's some library association, and they do. They really look at libraries from multiple different countries, and hey, they made it down to the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
They went to, I believe she said, South Korea, and found out they won. She said it was literally like the Grammys.
Can you imagine?
Cool.
Those have got to be the wildest conventions.
I know.
Total
Gotta
crazy
be fun.
town, right?
Yeah.
Librarians all getting together.
I know, right? Yeah. Now that's a book I'd want to read.
There you go. Let's talk politics because it's a big election day in several different states, including Alaska and Georgia and Florida. We thought it might be kind of fun to bring you some of the latest coming in from Florida.
Yeah, good morning. We've got Fox Orlando's Matt Trezza with us this morning. Busy day out there. Can you, Matt, kind of recap your day, what you've been covering so far, and, especially the governor's race, how things are looking there in Florida?
Very, very interesting. So I've been here 10 years now, and it's been fascinating to see the evolution of Florida from a purple state, very solidly purple, to a solidly red state, which happened pretty quickly after the election of Ron DeSantis for governor. Now Ron DeSantis is term limited. He isn't going to be able to run again. So right now, the leading Republican candidate is Byron Donalds. He's a congressman from the Southwest Florida, but he does have some stiff competition on the Republican side from Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins and also a far-right activist named James Fishback. Those are kind of like the Republican field. At this point, Governor DeSantis has not endorsed any candidate to fill his shoes. So it is really going to be interesting to see who comes out on top on the right when it comes to today. On the Democrat side, there are some prominent Democrats who are also running for the governor's seat. And one of them is Alex Vindeman. He is a former military officer, got some high-profile visibility when he testified on Capitol Hill in terms of Russia and Ukraine. And also there is Angie Nixon. She is another state official who has tossed her hat into the ring. It's going to be interesting to see which of them emerges as the Democrat candidate when it comes to the governor's race. Now, Ron DeSantis, back when he first ran for governor around 8 years ago, he won that by a squeaker against the mayor of Tallahassee. And since then, he has put in a lot of effort, like Donald Trump on the national stage, to try and turn Florida into a MAGA state. However, it is going to be interesting to see whether that spirit on the Republican side outlasts his governorship, or if we're going to see perhaps a sunsetting of that with this election in November.
So what's the buzz you're hearing about why DeSantis hasn't come out? Byron Donalds, from what I hear, is leading in the polls. Is it that he doesn't think that's the right choice for Florida, or is it more that he's just really good friends with his lieutenant governor, Jay Collins?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of the latter. He doesn't want to be seen as playing favorites. At the same time, I think he also wants to kind of play a role as kingmaker. And so he wants to come out and withhold his support until there is a clear candidate that he can wholeheartedly throw his support behind. And at this point, I think he's just trying to take a step back and, also try and keep securing his legacy in the state. And I think that's part of it as well.
One last question for you. Was it just Ron DeSantis kind of firing up the GOP machine there in Florida, or it's been fascinating to watch this political shift over the last few years. I had read a piece that said it was more that people moved out of New York and other states that were so restrictive during the COVID times because it wasn't that way in Florida.
Yes, that was certainly something that he leaned into as the state's governor. He kept saying, if you are sick of the COVID restrictions in New York and California, if you're in a blue state, he kind of marketed Florida as a red state alternative. And so we did see a lot of influx from those states, at least initially, into Florida. But a lot of that has abated a little bit. And now we are seeing demographics and the moving kind of shift. But definitely he played that up, and it did lead to a heavy right-wing swing in the state. However, that is not only something that's been a Ron DeSantis project. He has also appointed other people to roles in the state, very primarily the state's Attorney General, James Othmeyer, who turned after Ashley Moody, the former state attorney general, became the U.S. senator. After Marco Rubio became Secretary of State, Ashley Moody moved to become senator. James Othmeyer stepped up to become attorney general, and Othmeyer has made it a very political role. And so he has been also carrying the same banner as Ron DeSantis has, trying to champion a lot of those same causes that Ron DeSantis does in terms of picking fights with certain organizations, championing very social movements on the right that are hot button issues for them. So there have been a coterie of people along with Ron DeSantis who have been kind of carrying that flag for this state.
Excellent. Okay. I feel like I learned a lot here from Matt Des in the last 5 minutes.
Matt, thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Okay.
It looks much cooler there where he was in Florida.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it looks like maybe they even got a little bit of rain. Did you notice that? We have our next guest here with us on Fox 10 Talks this morning, Heather Heineke. So glad to have you in.
Thank you.
You're the founder of Axel's Army.
Yes.
But more importantly than that, you're Axel's mom.
Yes.
Do you want to share a little bit about Axel and,
Sure.
how this came about in his honor?
Yes. So Axel, well, ultimately, he was diagnosed with cancer just before his 4th birthday, and ultimately passed away from it just shortly after he turned 5. And so he was just this joy to be around, a bright light. Outside of his little bald head, you never would have even known he had cancer. He had so much energy. He was a joy to run around. As you can see in that picture, he loved to dress up. He loved superheroes. He actually called himself Iron Man. And so because he had his little port put in, that was his arc reactor, just like
cool.
Iron Man. And so every time we went into the hospital for treatment, he called it his chemo, his superhero power juice. So he left feeling energized and just ready to take on the world. And so he loved it, and he was fully in character. The last picture you saw of him as Thor, he did not mess around. He was in full character. If it didn't require a smile, he was not going to be smiling. But he made everyone smile and made a very difficult time in our lives better.
Yeah. Oh, he's so beautiful.
Oh,
God bless him.
thank you.
And now this foundation has started because of him. And you focus on helping families and, other children going through the same journey as you did by 3 kind of different pillars.
Yes. So there's 3 pillars that we're focusing on. So the first one is childhood cancer research. So Axel had a very rare cancer, alveolar rhabdomyosarcoma. So if you've never heard of it, it's even harder to remember how to say. But there's a need for new cancer drugs for children to be developed. And so it's a very hard thing as a parent when you're told that there is nothing else that we can do for your child. So a lot of the treatments that are available, the last ones were from the 1970s. There just aren't a lot that are developed, especially for kids. And so especially when you have a very rare cancer like what Axel had, the need for research is even more important. And so one of the things that I want to do is to raise money for that kind of research so that other families don't have to hear what we did, that there's nothing more that we can do. The other pillar is bringing joy to kids in treatment. And I think that is one one of the most important things when you are going through it and your life revolves around hospital stays and scans and surgeries and treatments. Finding moments of joy where they can just be a normal kid and that your family can just do normal things is so important. And so especially when it comes time to things like birthdays and Christmas, like holidays that you don't want to be in the hospital, you don't want to be getting a treatment. Our plan is to create really unique experiences for kids who still have to be in the hospital at that time.
Well, tell us a little bit about ways to be part of Hope Rises.
Yes. So Hope Rises is our first fundraising event. So we are just kicking off Axel's Army. And similar to the name of kind of how it says, right? Like that's how it started. It's an army of people who stood behind us during Axel's battle. And that's what we really feel will help children and families who are still in this battle and yet to come. So Hope Rises is our first fundraising event. It's a masquerade ball at Schnepp Farms on October 10th. And really, this is our opportunity for people to learn more about Axel's Army. They can definitely attend. We have plenty of tickets left. We're looking for families or individuals or businesses who want to partner with us. Who really want to be able to say, we were there from the beginning of getting Axel's Army off of the ground. So there's lots of things from different sponsorships to donating a silent auction item to attending. We would be grateful for any way people want to do it.
Oh, incredible.
Website?
Yes, the website is axelsarmy.org, and Axel's AXEL. So AXELSARMY.org.
Okay,
That's
perfect.
so great.
And a masquerade ball, kind of fitting for.
That's
you
why
know,
we did it. Because
yeah.
he
Mr.
loved to
Iron
dress
Man.
up, you know, and so we thought this is the perfect
Yeah.
way to honor him in everything we do.
Good for you.
Amazing.
So,
Thank you for
yes,
coming in, Heather.
thank you so much for having
Yeah,
me.
Of course, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, we are going to take a quick break, but before we do that, we invite you to jump in. What do you think, Des? It's a mystery, Cam.
Oh, yeah, it's a
mystery.
good one. All right, I got to think on this. Get your guesses in.
Well, there you are. It is Mystery Cam time, and that is some kind of skyline there, Des. There's something about that kind of middle building that looks like a sort of a junior version of the Empire State Building.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me think, I'm just thinking of various skylines that I've known over the years, and it makes me think either of Houston or Detroit or Atlanta or Charlotte.
Lord, now Ron.
I feel like every one of those cities has one of those kind of buildings.
Okay.
So
am I way off because I was thinking maybe Illinois?
Oh, it could be Chicago. But I think
but I don't know, is that too small to be Chicago?
I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not alone. Jenna says Illinois, too. That was one of our first guesses in the chat. A Little Philosophy says Indiana.
All right. I could see it being Indiana.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. On my trips to the South, I feel like about on every street corner, you've got another church, another chapel with the white steeple. So I think I'm going to go Georgia.
Georgia?
On this one. How about
Okay.
you?
I'll stick with Illinois. Just
All
go
right.
with my gut.
Here she is, everybody.
All right. It is. Oh,
Oops, hold
it's
on. Right, there she is.
Decatur, Georgia.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Okay.
So good job.
Good. Well,
You
it
were
was
right.
one of like 3 or 4
The churches.
cities. Yes, right.
That's
We
next time I see a church in the shot, I'm going Georgia.
when I travel through places, I try to get off the freeway and take the 2-lane highways.
Oh, smart.
And there was a 4-way stop once. I think it was just leaving Georgia going into South Carolina, and 3 of the 4 quarters had churches on
Really?
them.
So
Like,
don't know,
okay.
It was all 4.
Yeah.
4 churches.
Hey, we have a chance here to talk to. Here's a guy who knows a lot about our national park system. Rob Arnberger is the former superintendent of both Grand Canyon National Park and Saguaro National Monument. How about that on your resume, Desiree?
Yeah, that's impressive. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you folks?
Hey, we're doing
Good.
great. So, are you here in Arizona?
Yes, I'm retired, living here in Tucson, enjoying the cool days here.
Yeah. Let's talk just a little bit about how much time did you spend overseeing the Grand Canyon versus Saguaro National Monument? I think we might have some video of 1 or 2 of those. I'm going to look around.
I was superintendent of Grand Canyon from 1994 to 2000, and I was a superintendent of Saguaro in the mid 80s. I was also superintendent of Big Bend National Park and quite a few other places, a ranger, park ranger, and superintendent in 10 different parks. And my last assignment was as the regional director in charge of all the parks up in Alaska.
Wow. Okay. That's even more impressive than my first glance at your bio, that's for sure.
That's awesome.
To go all the way from the deserts of Big Bend in Texas to running the show in Alaska, that's just fantastic.
We were just saying we need an Alaska live shot here on the stream one of these days.
Right? Yeah,
funny.
for sure.
All right.
Okay.
So, Rob, I mean, there's so much kind of talk around national parks right now and the current administration. So right now, there's some reports that 30% of revenue from park entrance fees are being redirected for projects, at the Capitol. Just given your experience and all the years that you've dedicated to our national parks, when you hear that, how does it make you feel, and what do you think of that?
Well, it's horribly discouraging. The parks are starving to death right now. In the last year and a half, the parks are 25% below normal in terms of their staffing. The national park system is 25% down. And even if you do have money to fill a position, there's internal memorandums that come out saying you can only fill 1 job out of 4. And so we're already in a horribly discouraged position, trying to keep the doors open to carry out our jobs in taking care of these special places. Parks don't manage themselves. People manage those parks on behalf of all of our citizens of this country. So when you read about 30% of the entrance fees from across the service, and that equates to right around $100 million, that 30%, going into projects that some in the press have called presidential vanity projects of sprucing up the grounds and doing this and doing that, pulling the money that the parks need in order to protect those places and to keep them open for the public. It's horribly discouraging to the working folk that are out there trying to make it all happen.
Well, we've got the video from both the Grand Canyon, which everybody, hopefully by now has visited or certainly knows what it looks like. But let's talk about Saguaro National Park. It's just on your doorstep there in Tucson and is really just so beautiful if you love the Sonoran Desert like we do. Based on maybe what you know about what's been going on over there the last few years, where could they really use a boost?
Well, I don't know the actual specifics in terms of how much money they've been reduced, except to say that they're in the same boat of all the other parks where they're 25% behind in terms of just their staffing. And so that ranges all the way from the park rangers that are patrolling the roads, giving interpretive talks, to the important people that are behind the scenes, such as the maintenance people, the people that are working on the trails, and the science people that are involved in protecting those saguaros themselves. So I'm sure that all of those behind the scenes people are in need of help.
And when it comes to the Grand Canyon, you could almost make the argument it's being loved to death. I mean, I was up there with my grandkids here about a month and a half ago, and people from all over the world do want to see it, but is the infrastructure really suffering?
Well, it is really a difficult place to manage, as you can imagine. Some 4 or 5 million people a year. The water system is horribly in need of repairs, and it's going through some levels of repairs. They're pulling the water from over on the north rim, running it across the canyon in a pipeline from the 1960s, and then on up to the south rim. So yes, they need help. And Grand Canyon is a special place. Let's not forget, there's 433 national park units in the United States. 22 of them are here in the state of Arizona, and Arizona has always appreciated its parks. In fact, we're called the Grand Canyon State. And the Grand Canyon became a protected area in 1908 when Teddy Roosevelt established it as a national monument, and that was 4 years before before Arizona became a state. So the people in Arizona appreciate their parks and want them taken care of.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
that's...
And you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, right, so many of us probably can't even really fathom the undertaking and the maintenance that it does require to upkeep those parks. Rob, we appreciate your time today. Thank you.
I enjoyed it. And just in parting, I was born on the south rim of the Grand Canyon in a little 2-room clinic. I'm second generation park ranger.
Wow.
Nobody enjoys it better than me.
Oh, that's so great.
You were quite literally born to do what you did then. That's incredible. Bless your mother.
There you go.
Oh,
I've heard
goodness.
of born on the 4th of July, but never born at the Grand Canyon.
Right?
So
That's
that makes you a
awesome.
special guy. Thanks,
So
Rob.
cool, Rob. Thank you.
Hey, we have live pictures coming in. We always try to pay close to... Oh, no. Oh, stand by. Murphy's Law. There is a law in a Murphy's Law in our business, which is as soon as you go to it, like we were trying to catch a guest last hour on a live political feed. Right as we went to it, it was like, and thank you very much. The crowd was so.
Yep.
It happens all the time.
All the time. Yeah, just like when we wash our car, it'll rain. So we all need to band together and go wash our car today.
my gosh, yeah,
Some
no
in the
kidding.
rain. But we've got some good talkers here.
Yeah, we
to
do.
Get to.
How about the DPS making a major bust? And we wanted to share the info on this, primarily because they got the job done, and it happened along I-8 in southern Arizona. We don't talk about that a lot, from Gila Bend over to Yuma, but they pulled over a car, and they found 150 pounds of meth hidden throughout the car. Those guys must have thought they were really clever.
Look at that.
That's not a very good hiding
In a
place.
bright yellow suitcase. Not probably the color I would have picked. I don't know. I would have went for something more low-key, like at least a black suitcase.
A color that says search here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Or not have done that at all, but, whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Our next story.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go here? We got a couple different ones.
Yeah, with these 3D printed guns.
Yeah, this is, this is kind of incredible. So ASU scientists are coming out and they're speaking out and they're trying to spread awareness about the dangers of 3D printed weapons in schools. So a recent investigation by the Beam found that students have been bringing 3D printed weapons into classrooms.
Incredible.
Yeah, and it's not just guns either.
Right.
They're brass knuckles can be made in 3D printed, knives, other objects as well. And this is probably an aspect of those 3D printers, having them in schools, at libraries that maybe, we didn't initially consider, but that is quite alarming.
Wow. Okay. Well, I hope they get a handle on that. Otherwise, we're all going to go through, some sort of X-ray machine. Because if you don't have a metal detector, you don't have any metal.
Right,
it's not going to set off a metal detector. And boy, that really raises some issues. Des, before we say our goodbyes, let's just salute the folks at McDonald's because there was a wedding.
There was.
Yes.
Would you get married at McDonald's? I know you like Mickey D's.
I'm trying to think which fast food place I love enough that I would get married there. There are a few, I will say. Yeah? I would more tend for In-N-Out. But anyway, here's the story. George and Jamie Callicott exchanged their vows in front of family, friends, and co-workers at their McDonald's in Ohio because it was transformed into a wedding venue. And that is pretty cool.
I like your idea of the In-N-Out. Wedding venue.
Okay,
you could have a lot of fun with that. You guys could be like, we came in single, we came out married, or Renee, like I don't know what's her maiden name. She went in, whatever her maiden name was, and she came out.
Yeah, Mrs. Hoon.
Yeah, look at that.
Des, you are a marketing genius.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.